Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of AWS Tech Tales. I'm your host, Matt Burke.
And I am your co-host, Samara Reaño. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Monday to you all.
Happy Monday. Happy last Monday of April
Of
2026
April.
already.
Can you believe that? We're almost May.
I cannot believe it. With all the rain recently, I just go April showers, bring May flowers.
Mayflowers. There. Well, you're almost at the Mayflower stage. There you go.
So welcome back, everyone. Today, we are diving into a kind of a second part, but not really. You do not need to know anything about what we did last week to dive in. But here at AWS Tech Tales, we talk about real life customer issues, what you can do to solve them, and more aptly today, what our newest service, DevOps Agent, can do to solve
Mhm.
them. So we are throwing a bunch of different scenarios at AWS DevOps Agent, which is a new frontier model tool that allows you to do investigations, troubleshooting, root cause analysis. And we're throwing a bunch of different incident type scenarios at DevOps Agent and just seeing if it can figure out what is going wrong in our environment.
Yeah, and at the same time, we had you did mention we did kind of have like the first part of this. I guess I deep dive and workshop with DevOps Agent last week. So if you're interested to see it, go back and kind of watch that episode. You can always have it at the AWS Tech Tales in the Builder page. That's where we list all of our past episodes as well. But yeah, I think that we had a lot of new audience members last week that were like super interested in learning more about it. There was definitely a lot of excitement around the different people that tuned in to watch last week. So I'm wondering if any of them is back for this week.
Yeah, let us know if any of you in the chat have kicked the tires on DevOps Agent. The first 2 months are free. And so if you went last week and said, "Oh, that's awesome. Let me see what it can find in my
Hmm.
environment," let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
We're also
All right.
sharing in the chat just the link to the direct DevOps Agent page. So if you want to dive a bit deeper into what the service is, how the pricing works, we covered all of that last week. And unless we get a specific comment or question on it, we're just going to skip it today.
Yeah, exactly. And then if you have any questions or comments along the way while we deep dive into this or any part of today, feel free to drop all your questions in the chat.
So, Zamar, before you dive into our next set of scenarios and tests with DevOps Agent, I want to ask what your takeaways were from last week. Like, what were you impressed with, or what were you like thinking that maybe there would be more?
Actually, one of the biggest things was for me is kind of like how a lot of, I guess there was more differences in the UI and how you interact with DevOps agents from the preview. Whenever we were on preview, I was kind of looking into it and kind of got, to walk through what it looked like, how you can interact with it and such. And then what I found that at least from my personal experience, it's more straightforward and it looks to be a lot more clear when it comes to understanding how to set up, how to make sure that it's looking at your environment and revising the investigations. I think that it does a pretty good job at being straightforward and easy to follow. That's just my personal observation from when it was on preview.
Yeah, I think that the UI, like we commented last week, it seems very much in line with a lot of
Hmm.
the chatbots that we or the I even struggle to say chatbots, but all the AI apps that we're
Right.
used to using.
Hmm.
So it should feel very familiar to folks.
Right.
And yeah, I'll just jump right in a little bit to give a refresher for people that weren't here last week, and then we can kind of get into these scenarios. But please, any questions in the chat, let us know. We are happy to cover any of the material that we talked about last week.
Yep. That's correct. Okay.
So, DevOps Agent, if you're in the console, you create an agent space. And so, Robert Taylor says, call them assistants. Seems like a calm term for them to use. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Okay.
that's
Your
true.
assistant apps.
Yeah.
And an agent space is basically what does the agent, the model, what does it
Mhm.
have access to? Victor says, hello, welcome to the show.
Hello. Welcome back. We have had him before, so welcome back.
So there's really like, I would say not a lot, very little effort to create an agent space. You're basically, as we did last week, giving it a name, giving it a role, both for the resource access, so like what resources they can look at in your account, as well as the web app access. So giving the account access to the agent space. So once you do that, it maps all your topology. It understands relationships between the different resources in your account, and then you can continue to give it more access, whether that's via more accounts, like let's say your app or the things that you are in charge of are in 50, 100 accounts. You can give it access here in this access page, both from a capability standpoint. So you've got sources, like here's the different, you can add different accounts, or even an Azure account for it to crawl. And then in terms of access, there's both this back end configuration and the front end, which is where our agent lives. And you can give that access using an external identity provider or through IAM Identity Center. And so when you go click this operator access link, you get to our DevOps agent. And so this is where you can chat, or you can even just look at past investigations, do reporting, and configure new skills or see what skills you have. Like when you want to add specific, you're saying, had access over a meta recommendation for the entire network exfiltration during logging ACE execution during logging for specific IDP or RDP or Hyper-V.
I'm wondering if he means like something like having one agent space for the entirety of across the board of your accounts, or maybe separate them into different categories or spaces.
So it depends on, I look at it from like, if you're an SRE team or you have some SRE in your scope, what are you in charge of, right? Because you don't want it to be looking at other people's apps or workloads. At the same time, if you've got dependencies on some sort of central infrastructure, you probably want it to be able to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it config. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say a lot of customer questions that have surfaced into this is exactly that, right? Like, how do you break down your agent spaces, especially if you have SRE teams or you want to centralize, right, a specific area, how it's best for the org, right? I think that is a very common questions that we're coming across.
And there's blog posts to help you with that in terms of, I see, after somebody moved the storage log. Okay. So we're going to go over a bunch of different scenarios today to cover certain incidents and just see what DevOps agent will do. I'll ask you guys in the chat to help me with my prompts if needed. But I think the first thing that we're going to cover today is we were going into some Lambda troubleshooting last week. We were going into some ECS troubleshooting last week. And we're going to do some EKS, and we're going to do some AIML, some SageMaker stuff, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome. I think every time that we feature EKS or ECS, it's always a lot of fun in the chat. So we'll see how it is today. So
in today's demo, or at least the first one, Crypto Envy says, couldn't you just use policy to direct your agents? Yeah, so that's kind of what skills would be, is if you're giving it a skill, you're basically giving it the run book of how to operate in your specific environment. We're not going to add any specific skills today, but as you run investigations, it will kind of auto-develop some skills. So
call it like an actual instruction. I would say that's how I like to think about it. It's like giving it a preempted instructions of what do you want it to do.
Yeah, and thank you, Crypto Envy, for the question. Thanks for tuning in. So, Zamar, we've got CloudWatch observability here, which is very important for
and we have Erie
agent
saying, hey, running late today. Welcome, Erie. Apologies. Go ahead, Matt.
You never missed anything, Erie. We're just talking about our demo architecture today. So we've got CloudWatch alarms, logs, application signals, and agents within our EKS auto mode. And basically, we've got an order application. So users come in through the application load balancer. We've got a Java/Spring UI, and that breaks down into these microservices for orders, checkout, cart, and catalog. Hey, Angie Campulo.
Hi, welcome.
Campolo, welcome. So that's our app, and this is our demo store. So this is running live. I will have our producer put it in the chat. So you guys can kick the tires on our fun little store. And we had this store running on ECS last week, so nothing new in our store in EKS this week. But we've got some fun mission critical gear, such as Aqua Ace GT Audio Illusion Spinner.
Here is the link for everyone to go look and kind of go around our sample store.
And everything should be working perfectly.
Yeah, everything is working. I'm going through it right now, and I am not seeing anything going on. So we shall be good.
So I think we should start with the most difficult one, in my opinion. What do you think, Samara? I think last week we were doing some issues and then we weren't seeing the issues on our end. So I want to really make sure that
which was not in par with the things that we kind of deal with sometimes. But we're seeing the issue like last longer than we wanted to, but then last week it was kind of like we were actually waiting for it to happen.
So I'm running my script that's going to create an incident, and we're going to see what happens. So
do you want to kind of talk about what we are expecting to see, or do you kind of just want us to go off of what we see happening in real time?
I think we should just go off what we see happening in real time, right? That's how an incident happens. So folks, let me know in the chat if our website is working for you.
I'm refreshing right now. So
you can see I got the spinning wheel of death here.
Yes, going on. Yep, I got a 504.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
This is what we call, in the technical account management world, a business critical system down outage.
System down. Yes. Page-worthy stuff.
No, it's not working. And they said, Brazil says, are you using AWS FIS? No, not today. That would be an experiment that I would like to run in my KS engineering scenario. But
look at
in this particular case. Oh, it's letting. Well, we're down. Somebody's down. But yeah, FAS is a great tool. We're just using some scripts because we want this to be a bit more, how I put it, real life scenario. Because if we run the experiment, guess what? DevOps Agent will probably go, "Hey, you're running an FIS
You're
experiment.
running an experiment. You're not fooling
so
me."
it's harder to test the agent. So we've got this big outage. So let's ask DevOps Agent to help us.
And so this is where
we're
the
going to
fun
say,
begins. Yes.
So we're going to want to start a investigation. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say my website is completely unreachable. I'm getting a 504 error. This is hosted on EKS, and my customers are angry.
Yes, and we do see that it is down now as well for Compalo as well. So I think it's across the board now. All right.
And just to help it out, to speed things along, my EKS cluster is called DevOps-Agent-EKS.
Okay.
So the DevOps-Agent.
Okay.
I know that it's not hosting, and it's hosting the website, not this. So date and time of incident. Let's see, website down. And I need this critical priority.
Right.
So here we go.
All right. I mean, you already have a 1 error popped up.
Oh, that's just that is it's asking what my support level is. So
I see. Okay, so Compalo, while we wait for that, it says I did do a purchase with John Doe, and then then the site crashed. This is the
Did you cause
exact
our site to go down?
This is what we call highly critical. Your application is not able to actually perform what it's intended to. You definitely don't want to disrupt your shopping. So, yes.
So now we're waiting for the investigation to start. It's thinking. And Brazil Diego says, yes, this I asked this. I faced this in a live troubleshooting with a customer. DevOps agent just moved on when I explained that this was a simulation pre-prod release. So yeah, like we could use FIS, but I think it's smart enough to know that that's not the case.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're still, let's see, are we waiting for this to start? I think this is critical.
It says pending start.
So while it's doing this,
mm-hmm.
I can start a new chat while I've got this investigation here, but let's say, hey, my website is down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can you just start it like you don't have any context to it? Just, hey, my website's not working. What's going on?
So you can also just prompt it too. You don't have to start investigation this way. And see what it's thinking about.
We have Campaulo said, I'm from Brazil's distance test. Okay, well, thank you for joining us today from Brazil.
I think this is hosted in it's in US East 1 actually. So we're in good shape.
Okay.
Okay, so now in the meantime, all right, this not only is the investigation in progress, but I also have our chatbot on the scene. So if this is a little small, I'll make it a bit bigger for us. Sorry to hear your website is down. Yeah, I do want an apology. Crypto Envy says, funny to watch this knowing it's just a demo of the agent, knowing full well the first principle of solid design is HA. Well, let's see why it happened, right?
Right.
Again, in a normal world, and we talked about this last week, I would be going to the cluster, I'd be going to viewing my network observability, going to CloudWatch. So I'd be like, hey, what's going on with my EKS? I would be manually.
That's what I was going to say. It's kind of like just going by like past experiences of how you have handled this type of issues of just like the regular venues where you will go and check first to see where the problem lies rather than having a centralized way to do so. So it's time saving in the fact that you're using the assistant to pretty much troubleshoot from one specific area because the agent already has visibility into the accounts that you have provided the context for.
So it's been doing a bunch of stuff, but let's look what the investigation is doing. See, okay, now it already knows what the problem is. So the investigation is working. So not only do we have this from both sides, which is kind of cool. So we asked it, what's up? And not only was it doing this investigation, which is giving a full investigation across everything, but we did this chat, and even quicker, it was able to say, hey, we have a security group issue because the ALB backend security group is missing an inbound rule to allow traffic from the ALB to your pods on port 8080. So, which is kind of crazy because Zamara, like, how many times have we troubleshot a thing with a security group and it's taken us like 15 minutes at least?
Yeah. To kind of look at the different areas of what is it, what needs to be updated. If you updated it, did it take effect? It's completed? Yeah. So yeah, time consuming, I would say.
And so what's interesting about the investigation compared to this chat is it's being really exhaustive here. We're getting all through the networking. We're checking infrastructure changes. We're checking ALB metrics. It's making all of these tool calls, and it's giving you a full accounting of everything that it's doing here. Essentially, like creating sub agents for you, giving us a ton of investigation. So this really helps when you need to do a root cause analysis, correction of errors, what we do at Amazon too. Like, why did this happen? I don't have to manually write any of this up, which is super cool.
Yep. And then it's giving you the option, would you like me to start an investigation to track this issue and any related problems, or do you need me to help with anything else? So at this point, it's still in progress, right? It hasn't finalized. It hasn't given you a final output of the investigation with the root cause analysis, right?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay.
Let's wait till it finishes what it says, because this saying, hey, you need to add this security group.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to also make sure that there's nothing else going on in my environment.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I have a Nest MS for accessing the Twitch service. Uh-oh. Oh, the best. Oh, so you're super fast in accessing Twitch. I get it. So there are no security group changes. So there's still more stuff going on.
Right.
So I'm gonna close this one out for now. Let's concentrate on this investigation. So it's saying, okay, here's the requests going down, and then the response time used to be normal. Network out is going down. Course spike at 111 because we asked everyone to hit the website.
Right.
And then we start to hit 504s. So I feel like this is back.
Oh, there's no infrastructure changes found. This confirms the issues at Kubernetes.
This will make it better for everybody.
Oh, yes, that makes it so much better for me, at least, Matt. So thank you for that. Okay. So we have a question here. It says, does this only focus on the AWS infrastructure, or can it look through at logs such as WordPress?
So there are ways to integrate this outside of AWS. You can add an Azure subscription if you wanted to go multi-cloud. You can add telemetry from other sources, but like I think over time, this gets more extensible. So like, let's say you were connecting to things via MCP. Like, it depends on where you're hosting the WordPress at the end of the day, But it could, let's say, if you have metrics that are monitoring that from either a third-party tool or from CloudWatch, it can ingest that and give you some recommendations. And Victor saying, very super fast. The Twitch users will never believe for 300 meg down, 100 megabits up. That's really good, actually. I think I don't have that in my internet. All right, let's check on the investigation here. Whoa.
Wait. Observation and finding.
So there's some memory pressure, but it's still working.
It's still working. Okay. So I guess in the agent space, we did see that it gave you that pretty much like that preemptive fix for the security groups. So if you were to go ahead and just implement that, would that kind of like point the investigation to restart again, or would it continue working as simultaneous? I cannot say that word today. At the same time, there you go. As the actual investigation goes on, if you're like, let's say in real time implementing that recommended fix.
I don't know. I think right now it's kind of working through its steps. So if suddenly something changed, it might catch it. But I don't know. It's a good question. I mean, you could take what's in the chat and implement this, and then if it doesn't work, you're still waiting on
the final assessment.
But this is, I mean, look how exhaustive this is.
Yeah, it's like looking at any possible.
My unhealthy host count went to 1. My baselines went up, but it's still working. See what are my other errors. Describe support level and describe support level. So don't worry about that. I have enterprise support. Come on. Does it also pull in WAF data? So yeah, it can use the tooling to pull in any logs that you need. Red assessment for code 400 or 500. Wow, it really is being very exhaustive here. And I wonder, I guess maybe we should, while this is going on, move on to something else, which is kind of interesting. Which is that obviously it's taking time. We're waiting for Brazil Diego said this level of information takes at least an hour to 2 hour call to get. I know that's what's really
Right.
exciting about this.
Yes.
But
And it's
there
kind of
is
touching the
go
point that
ahead.
you brought up, Matt, about like you having to go look at different places on your own manually to see where the issue lies. So it goes into that as well, right? The time consuming task of seeing where it is at.
But so the funny thing is we could have made this go faster. And do you know how we would do that, Samora?
If you just, what do you mean? Like the investigation side of things to just go faster?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm confusing Samara. So it took us some time to detect that the website was down, report it to DevOps Agent, and start this incident, right? So wouldn't it be better if it just started an incident
Oh, I
automatically?
see what you mean. Just being automatic, it catches the error and it starts populating, I guess, like an investigation on its own.
Exactly. So here's what we can do.
All right.
We can create a webhook. So if we go and generate a URL and a secret key, we're basically creating a webhook that will trigger a DevOps Agent investigation.
Okay.
So I'm going to open up a notepad and keep this safe.
All right.
Sorry, text edit. You guys won't see my text editor, but don't worry. It's
You just
secure, and safe.
You just need to save the credentials to, I'm assuming, add it to another step as you implement this automatic workflow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm going to download my URL. Oh, actually, I guess I could have just downloaded the CSV, but I put it in my thing. All right, so I created this webhook, and then now what I can do is update the secret in my webhook URL. So I'm just going to pull this up. Actually, you know what? This is telling me to do it CLI, but I think that for all of us here, it'll be much cooler if I do it through the console.
Okay.
So we'll go to the secrets manager. Again, what we're doing, folks, if you're just tuning in, is we've got this investigation going. My website is down, and it's really digging in to find out what the proper solution is. But while this is happening, we want to be able to kick off an investigation automatically. So what we're going to do here is we're going to update our webhook. So retrieve secret value, edit. So I have a webhook URL and I have a secret key.
Yep. We from said yes, console, please. So they like this approach that you took.
Wait, that's my that was my secret.
Then we have crypto MB said, well, architecture design is a fundamental principle which is part of the high availability through process. A misconfigured NSG or wall rule is a flawed design. A 504 error points to a firewall. Maybe not the best example. Make it find a syntax error. Look,
I like this feedback.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I've got the secret manager, the secret in here. So what we can do is create a new alarm. All right. So let's go to CloudWatch.
So you create the CloudWatch alarm, and are you using Event Bridge in any part of this workflow to automatically kickstart this, or how does the functionality, or how does, I guess, like the flow work for this automation?
So it's just a tag,
Oh.
which is super cool. So actually, we should probably already have the EKS CPU is high. Find it. Oh, come on. DevOps Agent ECS. Or do we have to create one? Oh, I think I gotta create one. Okay. So let's do that in Cloud Shell.
Yes, you have to create it.
And I'm going to do some copy pasting. So we want to call this alarm EKS DevOps Auto Investigate. And then the cluster name is
DevOps
Agent EKS. And then we're in use East 1. So let's see if this works. Meanwhile, let's see how we're doing in our investigation. Investigation complete. Here we go.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Let's find out the root cause. So it's saying that it's not a security group. It's actually a network policy.
Okay.
And if you want it to generate your mitigation plan, like what should we do, it will generate that for us. So it took about 15 minutes for it to really exhaustively figure it out. But it definitely found something. It had to take a lot of information in to get the right place, because if you look at what we did in the chat, it was like, maybe it's a security group. So that was its first pass at the problem. So, okay, let's do DevOps Agent EKS. DevOps Agent. Okay, great. So I'm going to paste in this put metric alarm. Paste. Let's see if that worked. Cool. So I created an alarm. It should be here. The EKS DevOps Auto Investigate alarm. Cool. And then now, what we can do is we can tag
for the auto investigation. Okay.
So what do I want to do? I'm going to put this. Well, we can just tag it manually. I think that's easier for folks. So edit. Next.
And if you have any questions or comments about this workflow, please let us know, and then we can deep dive deeper into clarifying anything that you might have on your mind.
So all I'm going to do here is put auto investigate.
Okay.
And true. And then environment prod. And that should take care of it. If this goes into an alarm state, that will auto trigger an investigation. So you can now add those tags across your environment. And then again, if you're getting those credits from AWS support, you might as well.
Might as well test it out.
So this is what it says for me to do to fix this issue. It's saying you should verify that my cluster is active, that I'm checking that it's unhealthy. I should validate that the unhealthy host count shows as 1, and then apply this change. So basically update and delete the config, and then here's how to validate. So I'm going to skip all these steps?
Actually, we have a question.
Oh, yeah.
So now is restored. This is
So let's so this is just the mitigation plan. We haven't done
I was
anything
just
yet.
I wanted you to clarify to them that this is not that it's automatically up and running anymore. It's just what the steps that they are recommending for you to take to mitigate the problem.
So in this case, I'm going to run my lab 5 fix. I'm going to fix this automatically. And then I'll just ask it, what have I done? Or ask it to check to make sure that I did everything correctly.
Okay.
So let's chat.
I'm going to refresh the page on my end now that you have implemented the fix. And everyone that also were following along and looking at the website, you can go ahead and also check if it's up and running again. I
Crypto
just
says,
refreshed.
yeah, after that 12 months is over, you better set your cost agent. Well, so if you have support, you're getting credits every month. That is a percentage of your bill. So business support, you get 30% of your spend in credits. Enterprise support, 75. Unified operations, 100%. So that's pretty good.
I just refreshed on my end and it's up and running again.
Wow, that's great.
It's working for Erie as well.
So this one, wait, I can't believe we're already over a half hour in.
Yes, we're 37 minutes in. That went by super fast. So back to what I guess like you and one of our viewers was pointing out, right? Like let's say we're calculating around 2 hours to kind of like dig around manually and find out what's going on. In here, we have taken, let's say, around 37 minutes to actually run an investigation and implement a fix to get the website back and running.
So I'm going to try something else. And this will be with, I think it's using fault injection. But so we're going to test out to see if I did this right. Maybe I didn't. I haven't run through this beforehand, so please don't come for me. But I'm going to try to trigger this DevOps auto investigate alarm. And when I do,
we actually have someone said, why is the agent taking so much time?
Taking or talking so much time? So right now, I guess I don't know if it meant for the investigation or for my asking if it looks good. It is digging into the environment, right? Like there's a lot in this environment. If you look in the back end, we have 398 relationships mapped. So the bigger the environment, the more it's got to check. I'm not giving it very specific prompts either. I'm just leaning on my context and having it look in the investigation.
You're not pointing it to one specific area or let's say like a resource or something. You're just doing like the overall investigation.
Which if you're more specific, then it has less things to call. But in this scenario, it took 2 minutes and it's saying, great news, the mitigation worked. So we're in good shape, which I think this is nice to have, again, like another set of eyes on it to check.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so are you testing out now the webhook functionality?
I am. So the question becomes, have I it's going to take 2 minutes.
Okay.
For this to go down if I've caught something. We'll see.
All right.
In the meantime, I don't know. Do we want to go in? What do people in the chat want to do? I can go into another scenario. We can try to troubleshoot something in the next 20 minutes.
Mine just went out. Just FYI, I refreshed and we're down again.
Oh, what a faulty website. Oh no, a 503, not a 504.
I got a 504.
I have a 503.
Oh, now I refreshed it again and now I have a 503.
So this should
flag. Yeah, Erie says 503 on my side.
This should flag.
All right.
But I don't know. I have to trigger it first.
Yeah, interested to see how it just does it. Like, does it just automatically, or do they give you the context that it comes from the webhook automation when it kickstarts, like the agent itself?
Yeah, I don't know. Now we're waiting for it to be bad, and it's
Yeah, we're
snow.
waiting to be.
But I actually don't see the CPU utilization going up.
Now I have a 502.
Oh, there we go. Okay, here we go. This is like waiting for paint dry, guys.
I was waiting for you to say that phrase.
Let's put some music on while we're waiting. I think this is because otherwise, like, we're gonna get deep into the other investigation. I feel like,
And then we were just gonna derail and probably forget about to check back in.
yeah. So let's. Where's my? Oh, we've got. Look at this. I hate this. There's like a heartbeat thing going on.
I was gonna say that sounds like a heartbeat or somebody testing their microphone to
Or
see if it works.
let's just waiting for the punchline for this. We're almost there. Let's actually find some. Did we use this one last time? Okay. So we got about another minute. Again, like, these things take time, especially because, like, you don't want to have a false alarm. Oh, see, it's already dropping. So I don't know if it's gonna
Actually
alarm.
flag it. So are you able to specify like the I guess like the time or threshold that you want for when you're seeing the issue?
What do you mean?
Like, so because I'm wondering how is it that it's like it was something was identified, but then now it's like dropping. Like, how is that?
Well, it is just a binary state. Either we're in alarm or we're not, and if it's in alarm, it should kick this off. So
we have
there we
someone
go.
in the
In
chat
alarm.
said DJ Burke raised the volume.
Okay, so we're in alarm. Let's see if I did it right, or if there we go. I did it correctly. I didn't know whether that was gonna work.
There you go, perfect. So what does it say? Pending triage.
So I guess we're spinning up the agent as we speak. So this is cool. So now, like, again, like, think of this scenario where you've got PagerDuty and this is your critical application. Again, your business is down. You've got 502s, 503s, and you're logging in. You're like, what's going on? And we're already starting that investigation on your behalf before you've done anything. So I think that's pretty cool.
So in this one, if you click on it, right, it says pending start. Is still need for us to manually come in and kickstart the investigation, or is it already
it's doing it.
picked up?
It's doing it automatically. It's just we're watching it live.
Got you.
So it's grabbing resources to do this. I'm assuming.
Got you.
Yeah, it took us about 20 minutes to complete the whole. But if you think of it from like a standpoint of business critical system down case, when you open one from AWS and you've got enterprise support, it's 15 minutes.
That's the targeted
from end
time
to end,
for the first response.
We did this within 20.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And you can see I got my 15 minutes of investigation hours.
There you go.
So this is our metric for like pricing, but depends on your credits, depends on your free tier. All right. We're still pending.
So now we're waiting for it to just kind of start giving us the kickoff summary. Oh, there you go.
Here we go.
Oh, it's still agent's still working.
So it's activated. It's trying to understand, it knows what the alarm is, and now it's looking around for it. Mm-hmm. So I think we can
We can go to which one do you want to go into next? We have
So
15 minutes.
15 minutes. I don't know if we have enough time. Um,
Do you want to go into the
let's,
AIML services?
yeah, okay. So,
We have a question. So it says, are the agent skills openly available, like on GitHub?
so that's a good question. I mean, they're basically, you can create a skill yourself, you can upload it, or um, help create one with chat. I don't know yet, and I'll come back for that next week because I'm interested if there is a skill repository somewhere. Probably
Mhm.
somebody smarter than me knows where that lives. I feel like things have been moving so quickly that like it was like, oh, what are all your MCPs, and now it's like, what are all your skills or your hero powers or like all of your essentially run books for your agents. So I think that's going to be an interesting space going forward. I mean, it's just text. It's so weird. Where's our investigation going before I kick over? So yeah, it's gonna take a lot of time, I think. Here, the EKS is a lot more to dig into.
Mhm.
Actually, one thing I do want to call out, Zamara, maybe with the time that we have left, instead
Okay.
of going into a new thing, is talking about some of the EKS stuff.
All right.
So if you want to add sources at AWS, right? Oh wait, actually, I want to edit this. There's actually a little entry here for EKS specifically. So if you've got EKS clusters in your environment, I'll make this bigger. You actually need to take steps to give it the access that it needs to authenticate to your clusters. So this is something that I did prior to the demo,
Prior to
so we didn't get any weird
permissions
issues.
issues.
Yeah. But just so folks are aware of how this is set up, and again, this is probably something you would do in your infrastructure as code or within your deployment. But I went to access, and I had to add this new DevOps agent role, which is right here. So you can see I gave the agent space, gave it the principal, and I gave it the AI DevOps agent access policy. So there's a managed policy now that we provide. You can see that those directions are here, where it's like just create the access entry, and you can that gives you the ability to copy paste that in, which is what I did. You can see that here, and I gave it that managed access policy, and that's it. So you have to do this either per cluster or per namespace, depending on how you want to set this up. So if you can't, go ahead.
No, I was just had a quick question for you. So we have Trent asking, looks interesting. How are you managing compliance and governance for financial service customers?
So I think we have all of the certifications. I don't know which ones are part of DevOps agents off the top of my head, but it is encrypted. So all your customer data at rest is encrypted, and we're logging all the activity. So there's an auditable trail. So that's what I got for you off the top of my head.
I was gonna say, going back to giving it the access to the Kubernetes clusters, I would think or suspect as well that if you're initiating what is it called, an investigation that has to do with EKS, it will also alert that if you did not have this policy implemented, that it would instruct you to do so. So even if you were to forget this one step, Matt, that this will still be something that it will point you to do as it
That
goes
would be
into
my
the
assumption.
investigation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's other things that it would be checking. Like it could check your CloudWatch metrics. But if it wanted to check the individual clusters or pods, like you get some of these EKS node metrics here, you can kind of see what it's looking through. Looking through CloudTrail, it's looking through the pods. What I like is the notes that the AI asks itself, "This is the smoking gun." Look at this.
Yeah. It's like us when we're doing our deep dive and investigations and we like kind of are talking to ourselves while it's kind of like doing the same thing, but from their perspective, agent perspective.
So it's still working through this. But again, you didn't prompt this. You didn't ask it to do it. We configured the alarm to fire and cause this investigation. So by the time that you've logged in, you've got a bit of information in terms of
right. You have a good foundation of where to start looking.
Yeah. And it's saying logs corroborate the Kubernetes event finding. So it's waiting for some other. It's got all the tasks. All right. So now it's going to give us the final report. And it's actually giving you, so it's taking about 6.5 minutes from the investigation start time. I think it's pretty fast.
So if you got paged and you're sleeping and you need to wake up and then run downstairs or something to your office, in that probably amount of time, you have this much deep dive already done for you.
So it's got a bunch of findings. And then it's got my root cause.
Oh, okay. So we have
7 minutes. All right. Go to root cause.
Okay.
And it's saying you've got a malicious. So this is where like we talk about like the FIS kind of experiments. It's like you've got a malicious latency injector sidecar again. Like, okay, like it's hard to trick the agent. Quillhorse says, "Where's the engineer AI?" Honestly, I'll say like what we've been talking through, we've got DevOps agent, we have our security agent, we have a lot of frontier agents. I think we have a whole website on just the frontier agents. We do. So very quickly, I'll pull that over. So we're labeling, we got security agent, we got DevOps agent, and then obviously we have Kiro. So those are our frontier agents for now, but I would think that there will be more, but I don't have an answer to where is the engineer AI. So let's see what it says for mitigation plan, because it's just me creating these issues at the end of the day. What's it going to say?
Matt, stop injecting issues.
Yeah. So while it does that, I will end the simulation.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh, I have too many. Here we go. I have too many things. So clear. So I'm gonna clean it up.
All right. I'll look at my end to see when it's up and running.
So basically, you'll be able to log in and just hit go to root cause, or you just click into root cause, and then you will get your findings, which I think is pretty cool.
But you already did you? Okay. You did.
It's waiting on the mitigation.
Plan. Okay.
Have you been doing anything more with Kiro recently, Samara?
I have not. I do mean to do more. I feel like a lot of people are doing like really cool things with it. So I do want to dedicate some time to it for sure. Have you been kind of doing more as well?
Brazil Diego said, "I'm still trying to catch up with develop skills to Kiro and DevOps Agent. These 3 are enough so far." Yeah, I agree. I don't know if folks have been kicking the tires on Kiro recently, but it just updated its terminal user interface, and I've been doing a mixture of IDE Curo and Terminal Curo, and I just built my first app, Zamara.
Oh, cool. Do you want to share what you built?
Oh, it's something internal. It's just
Oh, okay,
something
okay,
something
okay,
I've been
okay.
noodling on.
Gotcha, gotcha.
But it works. I have a V1, and I'm hoping to release it as like a scrappy V1 MVP this week.
Oh,
So
nice. I'm looking forward to it. Then I'll be in the lookout.
yeah, nothing special. Just to help me with our service teams are always asking how can we help more. And so instead of asking an account team asking specialists for help, I built something that so that the specialists can ask the account teams for help.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's interesting. Look, Brazil
Add me in
Diego
the
says, add
email.
me
Which
in the
email?
email.
Which email?
I guess of you sharing what you built.
Oh, maybe I'll build a TechTales app soon. We can build a TechTales app
There
together.
you go. That would be like super something super fun.
Oh, all right, Brazil Diego is a coworker of ours. So
Oh, in AWS. Okay, gotcha.
yeah. Okay, so as we're winding down,
We got 4 minutes left.
here's what our mitigation plan is roll back your Kubernetes deployment. And it's saying, hey, it's actually giving you the command and what
it does.
and yeah, which is actually different than the last one, I think, right?
Make sure you have support.
So it's saying making sure you have the IAM permissions, you just do a backup, let's verify that you can roll back. And then
so that's one of the things, like it's really important to make sure that you can roll back any change, right?
And then giving you all the pre-validations and then how to apply it and then what to do afterwards. But thankfully, I think by doing my rollback, we're back to okay.
Yep. Mine just loaded right away, so we're back at okay. I'm back at being able to shop in your sample website. We have another comment says there is too much going on. I think it's okay if you don't develop 2 to 3 applications.
I feel like that's what my coworkers are doing though. So at least I have to develop 1 or 2 here or there. Just so I think the thing that I've learned, Samara, over this past weekend of me just kind of like trying to build something is like there's a flow I have in my head. And then I realize I overcomplicate things, and the agents are like, "Yeah, great, sure, I can do
you
that."
could
I'm
just
like,
do it like this, ABC, and you're over here like going through the whole alphabet of steps.
yeah, I was like, "Oh, we should call MCP servers, and we should have it auto send these things." And I was like, "No. Let's just have an email. Like instead of trying to send an email automatically and making it more crazy, let's just give something to copy paste and go from there. Stuff like that. Like what do I actually need to be built versus the way that it should be like working in my galaxy brain. So figuring out what the I think like the limitations, like start with the limitations first and then going forward, because like I don't know how these things work. I'm not
and then also kind of wearing that like the hat of like your audience, right? Like what you're trying to achieve and then how they're interacting with it. And then I feel like it's always a good baseline to be like, if I was using it from their perspective, like this is how I will want it to function. So I think it's always a good idea to always have that thought in the back of your head when you're building anything. So
that's why I've been using the planning mode first. I don't do the vibe coding mode. I like to think about it first before, because it can take a while for it to build stuff. So you want to make sure you got something going on. But
+1 on that. But with the last 1 minute, any parting thoughts, any things that you want to share prior to us wrapping up today's episode?
Well, I would say, folks, like, thanks so much for tuning in. I thought that we were going to cover way more. We managed to hone in on this EKS use case as well as to do some auto investigations, and we'll go from there.
Yep. We're getting some comments here. Can you share the exact URL? Are you talking about vector URL to like FAQs or to a specific workshop?
Yeah, we've got the URLs in the chat. If you scroll up,
in the top, yeah.
We have the website, our show website, or our show website, our fake
Builders,
store is still there. And then yeah, if you want to check out the replays from the past episodes, check us out on awstechtails.com.
Thank you, Brazil Diego, for tuning in. Thank you all
Yeah,
so much,
thanks
and see
everybody
you
for
all
all your
next week. Thank
participation.
you, Matt. Bye.
Bye.